Hey, it's Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. Hump day. It's Humpty Hump. It's a Humpty Hump. And Read by Nature is here. What is up? Comic Relief
And
Crusader, aka Mike. We hung out last night on Manorama with Ranker Steve.
He should join
And
us.
I found it funny. I thought it was so funny when Ranker Steve got all emotional near the end.
Hi, Keith.
It's like,
Hello.
hey,
I've always
kid.
said, hey, Keith is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Good to have you.
So I always find it funny when you're with male friends and one of the male friends gets emotional and starts to get on the verge of crying. And like, I'm just like a jackass when my friends do that. I get all like, and are you bringing the waterworks?
You're
'Cause,
such an ass, Gerry.
You need to tease your friends. You need to tease your friends. If you're a good friend.
First you make them cry and then you tease them. That's bullying.
Well, he was getting emotional because we were talking about dads. We were talking about dads, and he got emotional about it. And you need to go watch it if you want to see what happened.
I promise you, I'm gonna taste you someday.
Someday.
Just for the fun of it.
All I want to know is how do you pronounce that word again?
There you go.
It's okay. Listen carefully because I'm gonna say it just once more, and I will never do it again. It is fuck you, Gerry.
And I pulled a Brian on him because then what was the word? What was the word, Animo? What was the word that he said? It's got it in it. Eat, and he kept pronouncing eat.
No, it's clipper. The machine that you use to cut your hair.
It's clipper. It's clipper. And so I said, how do you say it? He goes, it. Now, how do you say clipper? And then he said, clipper. And I went, he's saying it's the same word that he said. I'm like, no, when you say it, you're not paying attention. You say clipper.
It did sound like that the first time. Yeah.
I got my Ames lettering guide. For what? For
what
doing comic lettering? You don't need that. You can do your own. It's fairly easy. If you do your lettering in Illustrator and or Photoshop, you can measure everything out that way.
Well, if this was
if you want to do it on paper,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it is this. Because you just want to have it. That's all. That's why it's the same reason I want a copy of Grey's Anatomy, because not because I'm a medical student.
Grey's Anatomy is good if you want to know anatomy. It's the best book to have. I already had it from being an artist, and when I went into medical training, they're like, "We need to get a Grey's Anatomy book," and I'm like, "I already have one." They're like, "Why do you have one?" I said, "Because I always want to dissect a human being. I'm curious about these things. I'm a curious little guy." That's why they call me.
Every artist should learn anatomy. It's so important. You've shown me examples when artists don't know shit about anatomy and they just get it wrong when they draw people.
Yeah, it's like you need to know where the muscles insert at, and it's also a good idea to have references in weight training, because I found that, especially if you're going to draw dynamic muscles, you want to know how they look. You don't want to draw them incorrect. A lot of people they think the bicep is just a hump. I'm like, no, it's a teardrop.
No.
The larger part of the hump is right here where it inserts into the forearm. Bonjour, everybody. A quick in and out. That's the way I like to do it. That's how I do it. Get things done. Be done with it.
And you talk shit about my pronunciation.
There's songs to be heard, movies to be seen, books to be read.
Gerry's to hit. As soon as I fly over, I'm going to kick you when you say shit like that.
Yeah, she'll get to hit me. So,
yep.
Speaking of lettering, apparently Clint was frowned upon word because it could easily be mistaken for a certain 4-letter word.
See you.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
In some fonts, I see. Very close to that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Got you. Yeah, you got to make sure that you've got. I forget the term for side to side spacing. There's a name for it. Kerning. Is that it? Kerning. Yeah, you got to make sure. Like when I go in and I spell certain words, I always make sure certain letters have a further spacing than others, because I paid $200 for the font that I use. I use the Dave Gibbons font, and it's the exact same kind of lettering that I learned to do, because I letter just like Dave Gibbons, and I love his lettering. So I paid $200 some for the font, so I have every iteration of his font. That's why UK chat show host Jonathan Ross called his comic imprint Clint. That's funny. So let's see. Well, yeah, read by nature. Everybody's here. So yeah, we're good. So we got 17 people watching. We're going to be watching a slideshow for, I feel bad because over the weekend or on Monday, somebody came to watch our thing about John Wayne's Flying Tigers and thought they were coming to watch the movie. And they were complaining. All I heard was people talking. Because I could have been a smartass and said, you heard people talking because it was a discussion show. But I wrote on there because it says it in the description that it's a discussion show discussing the film. But it wasn't on the thumbnail this time because I put something else in there because it was the Memorial Day event. Talk about it. And I'm like, I should have still added it. So shoulda, woulda, coulda, because some people don't read the video description or the video subject window. You just don't read it. They just look at the thumbnail and go. So she thought she was going to be watching a movie and instead had that. And I said, glad you came. Sorry you misunderstood. You know.
Yeah, it's what we do. We talk about movies and have the slideshow. We don't do watch parties.
You can do watch party. Not here.
What?
No, you can do it the way Teague is doing it.
I don't
Setting
know.
up that theater thing.
Yeah, but only the panelists see the movie and the audience is.
No, he puts it in chat and everybody can enter and watch.
Oh.
Don't you remember when we did Star Trek?
Yeah.
We had the link in chat and all the people joined in that theater. So it was two different things. It was all the guys in the theater and that chat. And then it was us, the panel, talking about it as we watched it. Which sucked for me because I only have one monitor. But it was still fun.
Well.
And then you can use Discord too.
Hey, I almost forgot Keith is here.
I
don't look at the screen.
I was just sitting back and listening to you guys.
There you go. So I have the thing for tomorrow. If everybody did it upload this time? Did it upload? Allow me to upload?
Oh, we have two things tomorrow.
Yes, it's here. So if you guys want to hear it, this is Tom Connor from Midnight's Edge cover of our intro theme for tomorrow night's show, which is it's 80s Fright with Fanzine and Pop Culture Minefield. Special guest panelist, Nadia. You might know her from some of the other shows on the YouTubes. She's a good friend. I met her through Zach's. And anybody who's friends with Zach's is a friend of mine. So here is the theme for tomorrow's show. Let's see if we get claimed on it.
I can't believe that's him. So high.
You know what night it is? Well, it's 80s right, and the horror's right. Well, it's 80s right. Oh, what a night. What a night. Well, it's 80s right. Well, it's ain't it's right. Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
I don't think it'll get claimed because that is actually not the
cover.
music. It is a MIDI cover. That's a MIDI. I can always spot MIDI when I hear it, and so it shouldn't get claimed.
It shouldn't, but then it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
What
have
is
that problem.
What is that website? I mean, it's actually an app that you can open up on your computer that gamers use. It's got the gamer controller for their logo.
Discord.
Thank you.
Discord.
Thank you, Comic Relief Crusader. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. What did he say? Did he compliment you?
Oh my goodness.
Strong man, gentle voice. Amazingly soft hands.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I don't want to know how do you know that.
Wow.
Because Keith had to squeeze him into the car after the convention.
He's like, I don't think I can take much of Gerry today. I did bring up on Twitter today because somebody brought up, how when they adapted, because George R.R. Martin's a fucking idiot, right? He's an idiot, talented idiot, but he's a fucking idiot. So he's bitching and pissing and moaning about they need to stop adapting. Now I understand the complaint about modern films, but there are still good adaptations out there. And I'm going to tell you something. I would much rather have bad adaptations with the occasional good one than none at all.
That's
Because if not for that, we wouldn't have movies like How Green Is My Valley. Gosh, there was a whole slew of them. The Godfather. Now, and sometimes the adaptation is better than the fucking book. The Godfather, for example.
Or Jaws.
Another one. The Jaws is much better than the book. The Shining is way better than the book. Having read the book, I thought it was stupid when Stephen King produced his own version, and it tanked. Nobody liked it. It's like, no, we've already been spoiled on the good version.
Well, let's not also, let's also spread it around to it isn't just literary. Film has been adapting plays. I mean, one of the first adaptations
from the very
film.
first films, Frankenstein, by Edison.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's the first movie.
Yeah, there's anything that has been previously produced in another medium. Film has made an attempt to adapt that to its medium so that it could just be there as a unique form of that. Whether you're talking animation or live action versions of animation, plays, sometimes even song lyrics. People have made whole films out of song lyrics. You Light Up My Life is a good example of that, where you're taking a popular song.
Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Yeah.
I had problems with that movie adaptation because the whole gay connotation that's why he killed himself was like, that's not where in the song. And even the person who wrote the song was like, yeah, I never inferred that. That was them. So, but I think that it's a worthwhile film. I do. Go watch it. What was the name of that one? Ode to Billy Joe? Was that it? Or it's got Ben, what is that kid's name? Oh my God, I just forgot his name. He was big when we were young.
Oh, geez, I can see his face.
He was everywhere. The last thing I remember seeing him in, and he just sort of disappeared, was he played the priest in the movie The End by Burt Reynolds. That's like, I'm sorry, the regular priest isn't here. He says, is it okay? And he's like, are you old enough to take confession? And he goes, yes, I can take your confession. So he goes in there and Burt starts telling these lurid fucking sex tales. And he's pulled out the collar from its little plastic tab. He's pulled it out of his collar and he's clicking on his teeth as he's listening nervously and excited. He's really excited by what Burt's telling him. That is one of the funniest scenes.
I got two things to say, two things to add. Ready? The movie, definitely Ode to Billy Joel, came out in 1976, starring Robbie Benson. But
Robbie Benson, that's it. I knew Ben was in there somewhere.
Here's the thing. Do you remember who actually directed and produced the film?
No, I don't.
Max Baer Jr.
Fuck. That's right, because we just went over his credits last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pointing out he was he had directed a couple times, he produced a lot, and he was an actor. And he could not get work after Beverly Hillbillies because he was tight as Jethro Bodine. Yeah. The man, yeah. Because I was talking about his big hit, the movie that made him rich was that going across the state line movie that he did. Oh my God, I just forgot it. I'm going to look it up real quick. Fuck this.
Well, I just think for someone that has made a lot of money adapting other works, adapting other things, and in the case of Mr. Martin, he made a lot of money from HBO for his show.
Macon County Line.
I just think that you can have your criticism. Yeah, Macon County. Yeah, good one. Part of that whole genre that included Gator and
love Gator,
White Lightning, and
it was hard pressed because Gator, of course, is a sequel to White Lightning, or is it the other way around? Which one was which? One was the original film, and they were hard pressed because they wanted to do a film that had a character like that, and they said, "Why don't we just take that character?" And so they kept Burt Reynolds in that role. I think it's a great story. Blade Runner. Look, I love the book "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep." Blade Runner, aesthetically, is one of the greatest films ever made. Story-wise, I don't think it's better than the book. I think that it could have been if they had shot the movie. The problem was they kept firing Ridley Scott, and he only got 3/4 of the film done. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of shit got unfinished.
Yeah.
Gator is
he went over budget. Gator is the sequel. So I was right. Yeah. White Lightning was first, and Burt was brought back in to play the same character. And I love the movie Gator more than I love White Lightning. I think Gator is a better film. I guess this means that Martin's tired of us talking.
No, I'm just following schedule.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. Robert Zemeckis. Wow, we know him.
Who's that?
And you would think, Slasher Fred, because I am a Blade Runner fan, that I would agree with you on that, but I can't agree with you because I know the flaws of Blade Runner too well. Maltese Falcon, absolutely a better film than it was a book.
Metropolis.
Absolutely. What's that?
Metropolis.
Was it a book?
1925 is when the book came out. The movie came out in 1927.
No shit.
I read the book.
There's a book. Is it? I guess he was originally in German.
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Look, that got brought up earlier, Clay. By the way, hi, E. Clay Thomason. I got to tell you, I like the book. I like the book a lot. I would say that I enjoyed the film more, but I don't know if I could say that it was better than the book because I think the book is really good. But definitely, I would understand why some people might think that. So I would not argue. I wouldn't argue with you on that. Who else brought that up? Someone else brought it up. I saw it earlier and I meant, who was it? There it is. Slasher Fred brought it up. I would not argue with the two of you if you felt that way, because look, reading books and reading comic books and watching movies, I understand there is a lot of personal bias involved with that. When you hear me argue against something, it's usually technical stuff, and I can't argue. There's no technical argument because the book and the film are both equal footing technically. Stopping by to say hi, and I got bumped the algorithm. DJ, play nice. That's not playing nice. You need to stick around a little longer. Say something. And not fuck you. I'm tired of people saying fuck you to me when I say something.
Aw.
Yeah, I have to tell him that a lot, guys.
Reanimator. Absolutely. I love the short story. It's not a book. It's a short story. I do like that story, but far better film because you get so much more. You get so much more. I think the Frighteners is like reverse Ghostbusters. There was a lot of inspiration behind this film. And the first inspiration for the film was the location. Because when he saw this place, he's like, I need to make a movie about this place. Well, what would that movie be about? And it grew from there. If you've not seen it, there's a 2-hour, 49-minute movie, the making of the Frighteners. Now, 45 to 50 minutes of that is a slideshow with director commentary on some of the storyboards.
Yeah.
And they
I
just
still don't
show
get
the
where you
story.
get the 2.5 hours thing. It's 4 hours 20. You sent it
Oh,
to
it's
me.
249
Yes.
minutes. I'm sorry. That's what it is. 249 minutes. Yes, you're right. It's a long ass movie. I fast forward through the storyboard thing because I wasn't
Yeah, me
interested
too,
in
but
that.
I
I
wasn't
was
able to finish.
interested in the production and how they did some of the things and what inspired some of the things and how they tried some things and those things failed. They did other things instead. And this movie is sheer brilliance in how they pulled it off. Yes, the CG is substandard by today's production values. It
Well, it
really
was
is.
the 90s. Come on.
You have to
But-
watch a show with that period's eyes. You can't. This is what I get after people when they try to say, "Well, I don't like the way those people talk," and it's like that was from the period, and go fuck yourself.
Well, also the effects were being done by Weta Digital that
Weta,
Jackson
yeah.
had put
Is it
together.
Weta.
Weta Digital. And
That's
they had
his
only
company.
been
He did the
Yes.
same thing George Lucas did.
and they had only been in existence 3 years by the time this movie came out.
And they worked together on the previous film.
Mhm.
The film was Beautiful Creatures.
Heavenly
with
Creatures, which is where
crazy-
they started writing the script.
Yep, and crazy. It's really crazy because it's a true story. It's a horrifying story about two girls that weren't in love. They weren't. But they loved each other so deeply. Were so infatuated and so engrossed in each other. Their relationship became so overly toxic that they murdered the one girl's mother so they wouldn't be separated. And it is a great film. It's got the girl from 2.5 Men that played the crazy girl on the that lived there for Charlie. She was infatuated with Charlie. She was one of the girls, and the other one is British actress. Who the fuck was that? Oh, Kate Winslet.
Yep.
And it is a disturbing film, but well worth the watch. And they did go to prison.
Melanie Lansky and Kate
That's her,
Winslet.
Melanie Lansky. Yeah, and Kate Winslet. Great.
The first time I
fucking movie.
remember seeing her was for the short-lived television series Drive, which I love that. I love that show. I wish it had gone on for another season or two. But
Now, I paused this, by the way, because I didn't want to skip over this, that there are so many things about this scene of their meeting. Some of it got left out. And you find that out in that animated storyboard section I'm talking about in the making of featurette. And but this is where he meets the girl that he's going to fall in love with, meets the husband who's going to be killed by this evil spirit, and who will haunt her until he's killed again, because you can actually die even as a ghost. There's more dying.
One of my favorite scenes is when the black ghost says one of the things he liked about being a ghost was not having to worry to be killed, but now that's over. He's really pissed. That's my favorite character in this.
You can't kill me. That's Chai, what's his name?
Chai McBride.
This was his first big film. This was it. This is where it began for him. Chai McBride. And he was in Pushing Up Daisies. He was in Human Target. He was the second best thing in that show, other than the main character. Chai McBride was one of the best parts of that show.
They show some of his auditioning scenes in that documentary, and it's great. He nails it. He has to be.
Yeah, he improvises really well.
Yeah.
Now, they set it up here at the beginning that Grandma's the bad guy. They make you think. It's that little trick they do in the writing, where she seems to be the one that's the bad guy that's controlling everything. Her and her Dracula hairdo with Gary Oldman's Dracula when he's old. That crazy fucking hairdo. And we keep getting these great flashbacks. And by the way, it's mentioned within the film that Charles Bartlett was inspired by Starkweather, who was a real spree killer. Technically a serial killer, but it's a spree killer because his was over a very short period of time. He just killed a bunch of people, 11 people, murdered 11 people with that little girl. And that little girl was so cold and calculating. That photo of her sitting in the back of that squad car, all calm, drinking a Pepsi. Man. That's creepy. And I do like that they mention that, because this was a huge story of the Starkweather and that girl. They made it into a movie. Terrence Malick directed it. One of the few things of his I like, called Badlands, with Sissy Spacek and Martin Sheen. Life in prison, blah, blah, blah. 5 years ago, Patricia Bradley. The day she lives with a reclusive life back in the family home with her mother. Overbearing mother. So you feel empathy for her, that, you know, and the big twist at the end is that she's as fucking crazy as Bartlett.
Maybe a little more.
The scene where she's stabbing the ghost and he's getting all turned on by it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Him, was so perverse and dark. I like this guy as an actor. He really is. He plays such an asshole.
Yeah.
It's not the only time. It's like he's been in other stuff, and every single time he kind of plays a smarmy asshole.
Yeah. Peter Dobson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people just have that look and just go with it. That's called character acting, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're wondering if there's a name for that. It could be called typecasting, but the fact is it's also called character acting. You're really good at certain characters. A great character actor is Walter Brennan. Walter Brennan was a very good character actor. He pretty much played the same character every movie.
Strother Martin.
Strother Martin is, as far as character actors go, I put him at number one. He is the greatest character actor in the history of film. It was so bad with him that Jimmy Stewart was getting ready to do a scene with him. And he walks in there and he sees Strother has a pencil and a string in his hands. And he's fiddling with them. And Jimmy's like, now I'll do a scene with him with either the pen or the string, but not both. Because if he has both of those, nobody's even going to notice I'm in the scene. And that was when they were working on their TV show together. But did you know that? He was on there. He was a regular on that show, the Jimmy Stewart lawyer show that he did back in the late 60s, early 70s. That was what they would do. Buddy Epson did it. Jimmy Stewart did it. Andy Griffith did it. And they also worked really hard to turn this village into an American town, painting over the street signs that are painted on the street. They'd paint over them for the movie. They put up billboards, everything to make it look like an American town. And it looks like something in New England, easily.
Well,
However, I thought I saw a Californian flag in the police station.
It could
Yeah.
be, but really, Marin County would be the only place that this place might work. And I think it's more like Oregon, Washington, or on the East Coast.
Nah, Jedi, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't call Walter Goggins
he's not a character actor. He's just a good
character.
actor.
Yes,
He's a
because
good
he
actor,
can play
Jedi.
anything.
And I'm telling you, I would watch him reading a phone book. He's that good. I bet that would be fun as hell to watch him read some of the names out of there. Guy's got crazy big teeth, man. I don't know. It looks like his teeth are wider than a normal human being's. When he opens his mouth, I think I could fit a softball in there. You know how big a softball is. But I love Walton Goggins. I swear to God, first time I saw him was on Justified. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? God damn, he's a good actor. And by the way, I'm excited because he's back on season 2 of Justified, the new series.
The first time I saw him was in The Shield.
You know, I saw that, and I don't think I only watched a handful of episodes, and it just didn't strike me. I didn't like the show. I watched later a few episodes again, and I just don't click with it because I just don't like the main character being a corrupt cop that remains kind of corrupt. He's not really trying to clean up his act. So I had problems with that show, but I'm not going to ever say that it was bad. I think it was amazing production. But I'll tell you, I watched season 1 of SEAL Team 6, whatever that was called, on History Channel because of Walton Goggins.
6.
It was just called 6?
Yeah.
But it had problems. It had problems even in season 1. And then they killed the only reason I'm watching the show. They killed him off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I tried to watch the next season and got all woke and stupid. Like, there he is. There's Chad McBride. God damn, he's good in this. God, I love this movie. And this is where you find out that he runs scams with the help of ghosts. I think that's great, man.
Wow.
This looks like something right out of a Three Stooges or a Lou Costello, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello movie. The premise for this, I fucking love it.
Let's be honest. How much of a scam is it? He's using real ghosts. So
I know.
Yeah,
I know they're real. I also love that they walk around dripping ectoplasm off their faces.
Yeah.
Ghost Keith, man, that's racist. Oh, I was going to tell you earlier. I forgot, Keith. So they brought up not Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. Okay. And I had to bring up How I Broke You when I pointed out on the very final episode. So all these shows, and no one's going to bring up the elephant in the room, that the showrunners, for some reason, chose to make the blacks black and not worry about saying the blacks within the show.
Wow.
If you guys want to look it up, that's right around the 1 hour mark in the middle of the show. He broke the whole panel, including me, because I had the blacks all over my notes. I was like,
it's just because nobody brought it up, and I'm like going, nobody's going to mention that. That's racist. They're trying not to be racist by race swapping them, but the fact is they race swapped them with the group called the Blacks.
That was such a fun show.
Have you seen the promotion of the new Call of Duty game, Black Ops 6?
No.
Oh, you have to.
What is this? I'm still. Oh, Link from Bod Squad. I love that. Because they can't change their hairstyle or anything. They're stuck with how they look.
Like vampires.
That was really kind of a last minute thing they decided to do. that he would spray bug spray into that guy's face and it would cause his face to eat away on the inside.
Wow.
They did some inventive stuff with this in a time when this was in the toddler stage of CG. 1996. And by the way, I want to point out, we were 5 years into his secret diagnosis of having
Oh,
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's,
you
yeah.
you can notice now that you know, you can notice
And
something.
you look for these specific things that he does. Hand movement, he over
And
exaggerates
the
his hand movement, and his eyebrow, and turning of his head. He will turn his head
Mhm.
and do exaggerated eye and eyebrow movement. He did it for years, all the way up into Spin City. But I, working in with Parkinson's patients at the time, spotted it. And I'm like, why is he looks like he's got Parkinson's. And then he left the show, and then within a year, he finally comes clean of having been diagnosed 10 years ago with Parkinson's. Oh my God, I called it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is amazing. The makeup idea on this, and not Sean Astin, John Astin is just an
John.
amazing actor. Yeah, I got it. Amazing actor, and on top of that, a hell of a man because he raised another man's son as his own son. Sean Astin. Patty Duke was a mess, and she suffered from mental problems over the years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but it was wonderful when you find out that John Astin supported Sean talking to and getting to know his biological father.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was good. Harry Dean Stanton was a good. We can still say it. He was a great character actor,
Yeah.
absolutely. And in fact, you could add Harry Dean Stanton to your film, and it might be crap until he's in it, and then suddenly it's good. He will make any film good. It was originally an idea for Tales from the Crypt. It was. That's how Robert Zemeckis got involved with it. But he liked the idea so much that they expanded it and went on. And Jackson, I think, did a tremendously good job with this film. I also love that Ermey is in the movie. I'm glad they left out the guardian of the cemetery because Ermey seems to be more of the guardian of the cemetery. Also, ghost bullets are deadly to ghosts. They actually can injure, harm, and destroy a ghost.
Yeah, that's why the black ghost goes mad, because he has a ghost around him who shoots. And he does not like that.
No, a lot of people will do that, Reed. People in the medical field will spot something. And there was this actor that was doing something with his hands, and he had a white streak going up his thumbnail. And they said, "You need to get checked. That's a sign of cancer. That's one of a sign of a certain kind. I think liver cancer or pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he got checked. And I love the video. He says, "And I got checked, and I didn't have cancer, but thank you anyway." It was a funny video. I just watched it a few days ago. But the whole the bone sticking out was they had a sleeve, the mask, and there was a sleeve inside there that covered his actual face underneath, and it tucked in on that, went up in front of his lip and outside the mask right here. Brilliant makeup. Yeah, I've heard the story, by the way, of Billy Connolly and how he found out that he had Alzheimer's. We're making a lot of progress with it, and I'm hoping we get a cure for it because it's ridiculous that we don't have a cure for that yet.
Yeah.
What my problem with so much in the pharmaceutical world is they're not looking for the cure, they're looking for treatments. They look for treatments because that's where money gets made. Yes, you're right. Lord of the Rings. Because that's what he did right after this. I always tell people, that's right. The guy who wrote and directed Dead Alive made the Lord of the Rings movies. One in the same. And if you've never seen Dead Alive, you ain't seen shit.
Dead Alive only needed a little
Fucking
more
lawnmower
budget.
scene. The lawnmower scene made that movie for me. They were trying. How are we going to outdo Bruce Campbell with the chainsaw on the hand? We're going to have him mow down zombies with a fucking lawnmower. Just pick it up and just start walking into them. Dick Miller, absolutely. In fact, there's a great documentary about him on Amazon. I've read about Dick Miller since I was a kid. I was a big fan of his because I watched all of Roger Corman's films. And Roger Corman made him. Bucket of Blood is one of my favorite Dick Miller films. Absolutely great.
Wow.
I also, I want to point out that the ghost effect they did in this was very effective. Making them slightly transparent, with a haze around them.
Made shooting difficult though, because they had to shoot every scene twice. Once with the actual actors being alive people, and then with the ghost actors in front of a blue screen. So it took twice as long.
In fact,
and it was
Jedi
hard
Bill.
for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jedi Bill, I am going to do a Dick Miller special. It's coming on. I forget when it's his birthday.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh,
I'm already
man.
doing it.
February. No, December.
February. Yeah, next.
Sorry. No, December 25th.
Born December. So this December for Christmas, be expecting on Thursday, the Thursday before Christmas, we will do a Dick Miller special because I love Dick Miller. And if you don't know Dick Miller, you don't know Dick.
Gerry. Actually, we have Humphrey Bogart for December.
He'll be included. We'll probably do that one in the movies and not do it for Thursday. Thursday will be Dick Miller. Anyway. I absolutely love Dick Miller. As Mr. Futterman, come on, man. They killed him and then he was able to come back somehow in the second movie, Gremlins 2.
By the way, fun fact, they both have a birthday on the exact same day, December 25th.
Well, that's the thing, Monkey, about character actors is they tend to play the same character themselves. And Dick Miller's one of those actors. Arlie Ermey is a character actor. That guy he's just playing a version of himself. They even made him a fucking Marine drill instructor, for God's sakes. I love Dick. It's true. It's true. I love Dick Burton, Dick Nixon, Dick Miller. Just plain Dick. Fucking love Dick Miller, man. He was the shit.
The total
and
shit.
I'm trying to think of the movie. It's because I'm trying to get Anima to watch it with me, and we will cover it. It's got the movie Mant in it. Matinee. The movie Matinee is absolutely one of my favorite films ever made, and Dick Miller's in it.
Okay, who is having
playing a version of himself?
Wow.
Look! Oh no, dude! Look what Monkey's saying here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not arguing with you, but I'm also saying, as an actor, he only plays himself. He just plays a version of himself. I mean, if you go back and watch some of the biggest movies with Jack Nicholson, his character's name was either Jack or Jake in some of his biggest films. Ronnie Barker is a great character actor, and you know what? He pretty much doesn't play anybody but Jack Nicholson. It works. Harrison Ford's the same way. He doesn't know how to act.
Oh, Ford definitely. Yeah.
Two Ronnies. I'll have to check that one out, Reed. I don't know if I saw that one. Also, the actor in this one, I forgot his name. He plays the sheriff. in this. Great fucking American actor. What is that guy's name? It is. Come on, where's he at? There it is, Troy Evans. And he's been in some good stuff, man, over the years. He was in Ace Ventura. Loved him in that. And let's see, what was the other one that was a big one that he was in? Bosch. He plays one of the detectives in it.
That's
God, he was
right.
good
Yeah.
in Bosch. Let's see. Oh my God, another favorite film of mine, Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Oh yes. Yeah,
He was in the remake of My Favorite Martian, which I enjoyed that film, by the way. The terrible film Lawnmower Man. See if I can find another good one he was in that people might know. Near Dark, for God's sakes. I think he played either a trucker or a cop in that one too. He's in Halloween 5. He's still in the new series, Bosch Legacy, the spin-off series for Bosch. He was in
That's
Teen
where I
Wolf
know him
with
from.
He was in Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. My goodness. Oh my God. Does everybody remember him? He was one of the cops in Demolition Man. Anybody? Nobody's reacting? Okay.
I haven't seen it.
You didn't have to. There are other people here.
Yeah.
It's not a figment of your imagination, baby. There are other people here.
I know that, idiot.
These jokes are going to end the minute she's here.
Yep.
That or
Well,
I'm going to have to get padding for whatever side she's
Yep.
on.
Exactly. Oh, I can be everywhere. I'm fast. I will
Wasn't
get
Hotel
you.
Casino Teen Wolf's dad? No, he wasn't.
Now, another great actor that's in this film, we haven't quite met him yet. We will meet him soon. Is Jeffrey Combs.
Yes.
And it's ironic because when he got the job for this film, he wanted to meet up with Peter Jackson and when he saw Peter, he says, "Did you know that we are both on Fangoria's top 50 list?" Peter Jackson and Jeffrey Combs. So there they were doing a movie together. Combs was so directly involved with the whole makeup thing with his character. He came up with the idea of the haircut to look like Adolf, the pale nature. And then, without even telling Peter Jackson, he had the prosthetics guys put something behind his ears that caused his ears to stick out even more and move and push him forward. Plus, they gave him black lenses in his eyes.
Yeah. His
make him
eyes
look even
freak me out
creepier.
the whole time.
And by the way, Melanie Linsky, the one that was on played Charlie's stalker on 2.5 Men, she is in this. She plays one of the deputies at the police station. She wasn't a star yet, but she was going to be because Peter put her on the map. And by the way, I like Peter just as much as I like Dick.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Put that in your poop shit and work it. I
That's
like
it.
the scene where he
I'm getting
dies
a baseball bat.
and then comes out of his body. And it's just so weird the way he reacts to everything here. As
He's so
like,
clumsy.
floating.
He is so fucking clumsy being a ghost at first. It's funny.
No, Shren couldn't be a first officer.
No.
They're two alphas. You cannot have an alpha as a first officer of another alpha.
Yeah,
It's not gonna work. Shren has been a commander. He's not gonna be a
He's not stepping down to being first officer.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
when you've got alphas in the military, they understand rank and they respect
Yes.
it. They tend to be the ones that respect it the most.
Yes, but
And
from
almost every
being
guy in my fucking squad was an alpha male, except for two, that Miller and Martinez. They were very gentle spirits. They're very gentle. Oh, I love this right here. Oh my god, they did some cool shit for some of the effects in this. And now here's this whole scene here. Those houses are all miniatures. There are miniatures in this movie that you don't know are miniatures. They did such a tremendously good job with them. The way they shot them, getting
Indeed.
down right into it. And I mean, they were going into the grass and the trees and up over fences and shit. And it was all miniature. It was like about 1/12 scale. No, 1/6 scale. 1/6 scale. Meaning for every inch, there's equals a foot. There's the Adolf hair. That was his
Yeah.
idea.
What a psychopath.
Also, that women freak him out. You can put the little mustache on him there too. A little Schittler.
I like that one.
well, you have to see it. Consider all the shit that characters went into.
Yeah.
Each and
Look,
each of those
again,
experiences.
Yeah. Monkey, like, separate. I like actors when they're acting. I don't give two shits what they think. I really don't. And he deserved to get wrecked if he did that. Fucking being stupid in public. Oh, he's sleeping. He's exhausted, dude. He is doing so much. Martin, I only watched Lawnmower Man 2 for Matt Frewer. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful
And-
creatures. We talked about that earlier, Monkey. At the beginning of the show, I brought up the fact that Weta was the company that he used to do the dream sequence or fantasy sequences for that movie, like the giant butterflies and shit in the garden. That was all done by Weta. And so he went ahead and basically he owns the company. He, just like George Lucas, he created his own effects company there in Kiwi Land and used them to make his movies. And look what they did, man. This movie is outstanding for the visual effects, despite some of the CG. And Linsky was amazing with Kate Winslet in that movie. If you've never seen it, guys, again, go see that movie. And by the way, did I see Penny a minute ago?
Yes, Penny's here.
Okay, hi, Penny. D. Bud Martin is here, the hardest working wrench.
And she said that
awesome
you scared her cat. That her cat listened to your voice and jump over the table.
When I did what? What did I do?
I can't remember what point that was, but yeah, let me find it again.
But I want to finish saying hi to everybody. Jedi Bill, Awesome One, Monkey Jeebus, D-Bud Martin. Welcome, guys. Hope everybody's having a good day. Middle of the week, hump day. Christian Delorme's here. Of course, Slasher Fred. E. Clay Thomason, DJ Play Nice. Hope everybody is having a good middle of the week. Hump day, hump day. Humpty hump. Now I've got that song in my head. Humpty, do the Humpty hump. Humpty hump. Yeah, Jim Henson, Nightmare is what that movie looks like. That movie's weird. Meet the Feebles. Have you ever seen it, Martin?
Nope.
Put that on your list of movies you have to see before you die. Not going to say you're going to like it. I don't know anybody who really liked it. But what a great cast. You've got Michael J. Fox, Trini Alvarado. She's gorgeous. John Astin, Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son, who's a friend of mine. Dee Wallace, Jeffrey Combs, Chi McBride, Peter Dobson. One of my favorite things he did was it Sour Grapes movie? It was a black comedy. It was funny. Melanie Linsky, Arlie Ermey. Let's see, anybody else that anybody would know? Yeah, the rest of these names you guys wouldn't know who the fuck they are, except for Troy Evans, because he's in a lot of movies and TV shows. Past that, everybody is. And by the way, some of the makeup effects, Rick Baker.
Why am I not surprised? Look, one of the guys from The Matrix.
Yeah, the ghost bullets was something I
Oh,
didn't actually understand the first time I saw this movie, that ghost bullets can actually hurt other ghosts.
yeah,
I
but
didn't
it's
quite grasp
temporary.
that. I was like,
Why? It makes
I'm like,
sense.
how are they reacting to it? Why are they reacting to it? And then I'm like, oh, I get it now. The rule is that ghost bullets can actually damage and hurt and kill, or
They are on the
destroy.
same plane. So to me, it makes sense. What I always have a problem
Although
with
I
is
don't understand how they run out of bullets if they're ghost bullets. This
Yeah,
was fucking cool. The walking mummy is actually being
Yeah.
accompanied by the ghost. But that shit was fucking creepy at first. I was like, what the fuck? It came to life? Oh, they're manipulating it. Wade
it's
is here.
still
What's up,
silly
buddy?
that it's still silly that the policeman's reaction is to shoot it. I mean, something that has been dead for thousands of years, and then it seemingly comes to life. Bullets
Well,
will
it's
do a great
fucking
job on
moving.
it. Yeah.
If it's moving, you can shoot it.
But it's dead already.
Cam's here. What's up, Cam?
I just wanted to say my problem is that ghosts can walk through walls, and sometimes they fall through floors, but then they walk on the
Yeah.
floor, and they're just fine.
Well, that's just it. They have to learn how to do that, because otherwise, you see that with him when he first becomes a ghost, he's falling through the floors, and it's foreshadowing because he does it later in true corporeal form.
Yep.
Because he falls through the floors as a ghost, and then later he falls through the floors as a human. Thank you for being you. I've got no choice in the matter, my friend. No choice in the matter. But you bet. Fuck it. You're welcome.
Wade, I expect more from you than this.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
a
man.
weak breach.
Oh, that is. Come on, Wade. Got to work those. Terry Pratchett used similar logic in his Discworld books. There was a scene where someone destroyed a glass of whiskey to serve to a ghost.
He did? I haven't read that one. I would remember that scene. I love Terry Pratchett.
Have I seen your news? No, I've not seen anything in a while. And you know, Michael J. Fox almost passed on this movie because he didn't quite understand it. And I can't remember why, but something happened that
He saw that other
made
movie.
him understand.
He saw that
Oh,
other
that
movie.
was
What
it.
was
Beautiful
called?
Creatures.
Yeah.
Beautiful Creatures.
Because at first he wasn't
And he
sure if this could be the
realized-
best movie he made or the worst. And then he saw that and was like, yeah, man, I'm doing this.
And
Actually, did
sadly,
most
the
of his own
movie tanked.
stunts.
This movie tanked. It did not make its money back. But it
That's
is a
sad.
classic, and it is a cult classic because fans love it.
Oh, I'm so glad I've seen it now. And I like Michael Fox. I don't know why I haven't seen that one.
If you like Michael J. Fox, you got to see Teen Wolf. Oh, that actor, Troy Evans, was also on China Beach, one of the best Vietnam TV shows. God, he's so creepy in that image. Look at that. God damn, he's creepy.
These eyes get me in every shot he's in. Fucking black holes.
And Michael J. Fox says that because he's trying to fool death or this evil spirit.
Well, the evil spirit pretends to be death. Even Michael's character thinks it for a while. Until he finds out who he really is.
Bye, Cam Cam.
Bye, Cam Cam. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
And what's funny, as the story goes on, you get a little bit more of just how fucking insane he really is. You know he's insane, but as the story goes on, and I think the story behind the donut cushion for his butt because he has hemorrhoids is one of my favorite moments in the film. And it's only a few seconds because he pulls this thing out, and they bought him an actual donut, medical supply donut. It was way too big, and he goes, "I can't do this. This won't work." And so the special effects team walked away, and they came back about 2 or 3 hours later. They said, "Try this," and he went, "Oh my god, this is perfect." He says, "Where did you make this? Where did you get this?" He goes, "That's just the inner tube tire to a wheelbarrow." And that's what he uses in the movie, is that it's the inner tube tire for a tire on a wheelbarrow for his little donut on his ass. When he sits down, the noise he makes, because you hear the rubber sound, and you hear him go, "Ugh," and then he looks in the mirror back at the girl in the back of the car, and he just gives her a look, and I'm like, ew.
Yeah, that cracked you up.
He's skeevy and creepy.
It's freaking Jeffrey Combs.
And by the way, Jeffrey Combs was one of the things I really enjoyed on Star Trek Enterprise, because even though he played a Cardassian, I think, in DS9. I wasn't that big a fan of his role. When he plays the Andorian in Star Trek Enterprise, and he's a frenemy to Archer throughout the series, I fucking love that.
He played a clone in Deep Space Nine. Wei Yun, a clone for the Dominion, and I can't remember how.
That's right, with the ear jawline. Yeah, yes. I remember now.
I think he even played once a Ferengi, but I'm not sure.
No. Here, I'm getting ready to open an image.
Yes, I know that in Deep Space Nine, I think he played like 2 or 3 aliens.
Yeah, but as a Ferengi, he wouldn't be recognizable anyway. There's so much prosthetics going on.
I'm going to pause the slide.
A lead vest. What the hell?
Yeah, wait till you see what's under that.
Yeah, here you go. And the one on the far left was my favorite because he was great.
Yeah. That dynamic is just awesome.
So, there we go. Back to the slideshow. So yeah, they show later, they create prosthetic body mold of him, and he's carved off his nipples and carved words and shit into his skin and symbols. It's fucking crazy.
And it wasn't just him, it was other people doing it to him too. It's just, when you see how fucked up he really
did so much undercover work with satanic groups and shit. It was great. You know, basically the idea is that if you go undercover with evil, eventually it rubs off on you. And that's what they're saying.
What it did with him. Absolutely.
So Greg just got a hold of me from Fanzine saying that he couldn't make it to today, but we'll be doing a show tomorrow night. So
I hope we get some people showing up for a special show on Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, and by the way, the best thing that he ever did was playing Herbert West in the Reanimator films. That's how I became a fan of his work. He even did another movie for the same director called From Beyond, which is really good movie. And he's creepy in that. He's creepy in everything he does. I think one of the few things he did where he wasn't creepy is when he played H.P. Lovecraft, but the makeup made him look like Bruce Campbell. It was really weird. There it is.
What's going on in chat here?
Oh, we're
I
having
know.
a little fun quarrel.
Yeah, I mean, good
Yes,
luck with
Monkey
that.
Divus. Wayne Alexander was Jack the Ripper. And curiously, he played other aliens, including the Sheridan's mentor. Not Jeffrey Combs. He played a Psycorp operative in I think in the first or second season.
Okay, I need to follow up real quick on Jeffrey Combs because I said he looked like Bruce Campbell with the makeup. Here you go.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
They made him look
Yes, he does.
like Bruce Campbell. It was really weird. And that was from the book Necronomicon. And so I almost thought it was intentional because of the Necronomicon being in the Evil Dead movies, that they made him look not like H.P. Lovecraft, but Bruce Campbell. Oh man, he sees that house, scares the shit out of him because he can see the evil in the house itself physically.
It's a nice house, though.
Yes, I would have used.
I don't want to be responsible for cleaning the windows, though. But it's a nice house. Or
I will.
affording the heating in winter. Fuck no.
By the way, here is another photo angle of him. And again, he doesn't look like H.P. Lovecraft. He looks like Bruce Campbell.
Damn, he does, man. The chin.
Because at first I thought, is that Bruce Campbell? When I started watching the movie, and then I went back to look on the box. It's Jeffrey Combs. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You have Scar and Mike for life.
Uh-oh. Well, there are other things, worse things to get scarred by.
Oh no, Monkey! I'm not falling for that one. Mm. So the perpetrator playing the victim all the time.
Yep. She's acting like a victim.
And she found the freaking knife.
Box cutter. Yep. Oh, God.
And you can tell there's something wrong with the mother, too.
No, well,
That's something weird
considering
about her.
Oh,
what's
she's
happened in her life.
undeserved of any
So-
pity. 'Cause she's a dark character, the mother. By the way, I thought I'd share this guys with you because this is on Facebook right now. I think I even put it on Twitter. But I tried out what is that website called? Stuno, an AI website.
yeah,
And I took lyrics that Jim Woodward wrote 3 lines in. I wrote the rest of the song. I was stuck. I was writing a song, he came by to visit me at work, and I said, "I'm just stuck on this one verse," and I start it's the opening verse of the song. It's "Blood on the Rooftops," and I couldn't get what followed it. Nothing was working for me, and I just hated it. And Jim sat down and in a few minutes wrote the verses, the lines. And I'm like, "Holy crap, this is great." So here it is. This is from Suno website. It's an AI. Gave them my lyrics and they wrote a 70s Southern rock song. Oh, Keith finally dropped out. He was too tired. Here you go. When I hear him those are the words written by Jim Woodward.
Social conscience is rare enough these days. Wealthy politicians give themselves another raise. And the girls sing, fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers, it's alright, no matter what they say. Doctors and lawyers and poets and lovers, it's alright. It'll be okay, my friends keep calling. I pretend that I'm not home. Through the late night hours I sit here all alone. But I'm not so lonely. I have my TV shows, all of them in black and white. It bleeds the color from my walls, and the girls sing, fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers, it's alright, no matter what they say. Doctors and lawyers and poets and lovers, it's alright, it'll be okay. Fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers.
And now it fades out. What did you think of that, Martin? For AI.
that's a long conversation. Many people are well. Yeah, it reminds me what I said last year when all this discussion came out, and I said
All they're doing
everybody
is
said,
taking other
"Oh,
people's sounds and putting it in there in a new different way. It's called
yeah."
sampling.
But the other thing is, God, everybody says creativity cannot be achieved. Yes, it can. It will. It is being achieved.
Yeah, because sampling things is how when you are a musician, you have listened to other musicians. And so therefore you are in your brain sampling and utilizing things that you heard from somebody else. You go, I like the way they did this. What if I did this? It's the same thing. It's the same process. And it's troubling because the reliance on AI, I think, is a bad idea. But I actually really liked what it did. I was asking you what you thought of the song and the lyrics.
Oh no, yeah,
But,
yes. The lyric you wrote, Jim wrote the lyrics, so it's a little bleak, but
it's a heavy song. It was, because I finished writing it in '84, and when I did the first recording of it, I was still in the Army, and the shit was going down with the riots in California. And when I recorded it, and I'm like going, wow, I wrote this in '84, and when I listen, it's like it's a song that it could be from any time. because the same shit keeps happening. This keeps
Yeah.
happening. 2 versions of 40 ounce to freedom because get out used excessive samples. Yeah, my problem with the sampling is because I've gotten upset with certain musicians. No, I'm not going to call them that. Artists who have sampled other people's song and used it as a foundation for their song. Vanilla Ice is a great example. One of my favorites, actually, the original song. I love the original song that Tone Loc sampled for what was his song?
Wallace and Ring.
I don't know what you just said. I don't know what you just said.
Koalas in the Rain.
Oh, no. Wild Thing.
Oh,
And he sampled another great song for that song. And I was like enjoying it, but I kept going, what's wrong with the song? I keep hearing something. And then I realized, oh, what he did. Funky Cold Medina, same thing. Actually, that was my favorite that he put out, Tone Loc. But Tone Loc, he was a 90s thing. He hit us in late 80s, early 90s. The best thing that happened to him is when he started acting. Because he was not that creative. And he's in Ace Ventura. He's in News Radio as the door security guy. And let's see, what else is he in? I'm trying to remember. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't him. Who was that? It was Humpty Dumpty was in the horror comedy with Demi Moore and Chevy Chase, and with Stance from Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd with his penis nose, John Candy's in it. I can't think of the movie right now. It's fucking weird. It tanked in the theater. It just did terrible. They expected it to be a hit, and it was nothing. It was just fizzled. Yeah, BB's Kids. That's right, BB's Kids. He was in that. Yeah, Jedi Bill Funky Cold Medina. Yeah, that song.
But speaking of news radio, I'm really looking forward to talking about that show on Friday.
Did I set that up yet? I guess I better set that up.
You made the thumbnail. It's not set up yet.
I did?
But you made the thumbnail.
Okay. Yeah, because that is one of my favorite shows. It gives me great memories of my dad. Yeah, I just love that show.
Like you watched it together, like you
Funny.
and I are watching it now.
Yeah, over the phone. And it's just a lot of fun.
It is. I'm dreading season 5 though, without Bill.
But thank you, E. Clay Thomason. Thank you. It's like I have a deep drawer in my brain, but my retrieval system doesn't work like it used to.
It's just delayed sometimes. You always come up with the stuff. It just takes a while sometimes.
Digital Underground. I don't know about that. I just know that it had Humpty Dumpty in it. Humpty Dump. Do the Humpty. Do the Humpty Dump. The guy talks so weird. I don't know if you've ever heard him perform, guys, but his voice is weird. He sounds like a fucking Muppet, is what he sounds like. Oh, she's falling for him. It's so convenient that the evil ghost has murdered both their loved ones.
But I mean, she gets over her boyfriend quickly when he dies. He's
Well,
the
Yeah,
one.
but did you see the guy?
Her husband.
Good God. That guy was a
But I mean,
loser.
he's the one not able to let go.
Yeah, she wasn't in love with him anymore. She
No.
even says not to him and not so directly that she regrets it. It was a bad decision.
Tupac Shakur. Yeah. By the way, he has one of the best deaths in the movie right here as a ghost. He gets right there. poked through the head,
Skinned.
and the visual effect they did was brilliant to cause his body to deflate down
Yeah.
like that. It was perfect blending. That was well done. It was a mixture of CG followed then by an actual latex inflated figure that they sucked all the air out of it and it collapsed to the ground. Fucking brilliant.
The effects are just so good in this one.
And by the way, when I look back in this film, I always thought that was Hugh Jackman that played the ghost that got killed just now. It was actually another actor called Jim Fife, and he just looks like House with those glasses.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie, not Jackman.
Yeah, whatever his fucking name is. Nobody cares. I don't care.
What the hell? How dare you?
He threatens to self-delete there.
Well, he needs to have an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, he was.
And that's the first thing that comes to mind to him. Thank God she's there to stop him.
Because I can bring you back. That way I can have you because I'm in love with you. That's really what that says. Yeah, terrible weapon discipline. You're right. No trigger discipline at all. He's like got his finger in the trigger housing. Now you can forgive that shit when you want to do fancy twirling. But by the way, there is a cool E. Clay Thomason. There's this cool trick my dad taught me, and he referred to it as the engineer switch, like train engineer, and that is where you spin the gun underneath to where it looks like you're handing it to him, and when you go to hand the weapon to him, you just quickly spin and shoot him because it's already your fingers in the trigger housing, so you can spin it.
That's what happened in Tombstone.
Actually, what he did is he fired it upside down. He spun him, yes, but he actually fired it from the upside down position. And there were those, including him, who said later, I had no intention of shooting him. No intention, Curly Bill. He defended himself to the hilt. He goes, I would have never shot that man. I like that man. What was his name? I know Harry Carey Jr. played him in the film, but I can't remember the sheriff's name that he shot, or marshal. Bean was the sheriff, the marshal. And it kind of does suck that a lot of the ghosts that you grow to love within the film get destroyed trying to protect you.
You do get attached to some of them.
No, they don't get destroyed. That's the thing that you learn at the end. They go directly to where they are supposed to be.
Yeah, heaven.
Or hell, depending.
Yeah, we find out about hell at the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, as they put it in another great show that we both watched, Gerry and I, they get sucked off. That's how they say it in the British version of Ghosts.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I liked it when they said it though, and the other person's the girl goes, "You really shouldn't say it that way."
Yeah, she doesn't like it, but the ghosts are used to it, and it's just funny.
So he shot the sheriff. And by the way, when Ghost Arlie Ermey gets killed and sent straight to heaven, I'm assuming because he's a fucking drill instructor. All drill sergeants go to heaven. The M60 machine guns are left behind.
Huh.
So Michael J. Fox picks them up and uses them. I love that.
It's interesting because the sergeant, he says that he is there performing that duty not by choice.
Yep.
and he has even a deadline to until he is going to perform that job. He says, I still have 87 more years of this.
By the way, Monkey, you will enjoy this. I was hanging out with some of the guys, Tony Stark and the guys, and I actually wrote out the joke that got him fired from Affleck. And I had Tony read it as Gilbert Gottfried. It was funny as hell. I still laugh at that joke. As dark as it is, it's still funny. Firing people over a joke is stupid. People are stupid. People are cancel happy. Cancel him. I didn't like what he said. It hurt my feelings.
People just get annoyed
People know
over
that when
every little bullshit.
if you get your feelings hurt too much, it'll kill you. Whatever.
No, it will traumatize them.
I like this scene here, the power of the mind. And so he starts to think that he's moving the car. With the car.
He's so crazy.
Michael J. Fox is turning on the car and backing away from him. And he goes, I'm doing that with my mind. I'm making the car move with the power of my mind. These are all miniatures. These are all miniatures. This entire shot of the flying around shit going up into the police car itself was a miniature, and she was digitally added in. Who in the hell? You grabastic piece of amphibian shit. And then he gets sliced in half. Yes, so much of this graveyard was all miniature. I can't believe what they did. With it. That's all miniature right there. This is all miniature right
I
here.
wonder how long it took them to make them.
If you watch that documentary, it shows you they really put it together pretty quickly.
I couldn't finish it. It's too long.
It's
I
too
still have
long.
an hour and a half left.
That's what she said.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
Shut the fuck up, Gerry.
That is literally what she said.
Oh my God. Oh, you have to watch the documentaries about the Japanese Godzilla when the actor fell or break some part of the building that it's not supposed to. They have to rebuild that the same day. It's-
No.
Damn.
Damn, yeah.
Oh, I love this scene where he thanks him. But thanked him too soon, man. Thanked him too soon. Because he's putting himself back together again here like the Terminator.
And he could have ended it right there. Just for a few seconds.
Yeah, right at the moment he's about to kill him with his own scythe, he gets zapped and brought back to life. And he can't finish it. Yeah, I know. It's one of those moments where it's like, God damn it. She shocks him back to life.
And it takes them a long time to give him the fucking pain medication. Lidocaine.
By the way, one of our Wednesdays, we're going to be covering another cult film called Equilibrium.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Christian Bale is great in that flick. It's just before Batman.
Looking forward to watching that one.
He had to learn some fight choreography for it that included sword technique and a little thing they call gun kata.
What?
It's absurd, but it's fun to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole concept behind gun kata is just dumb. It's inefficient.
And it's impossible.
Yeah, I
Look
don't know
at that.
who. Dee Wallace is prettier than the girl in the picture. Dee Wallace Stone. To eventually, after her divorce, just Dee Wallace.
Come on, Jeebus. No. He doesn't use gun kata.
It did go a bit
Here's the
overboard with the last movie.
here's the cool irony about Dee Wallace. Okay, Dee Wallace married a guy by the name of Barry Wallace, and then they got divorced, and she kept the name Wallace because she liked it. Then she married a guy by the name of Christopher Stone, divorced him, and kept the name Wallace. I don't know. That's funny. Why is that funny to me? I just think that's hilarious. John Wick actually uses proper gun technique, weapon technique. Yeah, E-Clay said it. No, it's not the same. Gun kata, what they use is they're trying to mix martial arts with guns, and it's kind of weird. Oh, I love this scene where she's trying to pick the perfect thing to kill with, and he's like going, no, not that one, not that one. But this is the one where she's stabbing the ghost right here. This is fucking funny. It's like sex. It's just weird. It's weird, dark, gross sex to them because she's penetrating him. Get it?
My God.
There, yeah, that scene is so weird.
Look
This
at that
scene
crazy
reminds
face.
me because that bedroom looks like the bedroom from Psycho, and that's why I thought that was kind of cool. That it reminded me of Psycho. Yeah, then she gets a fucking shotgun.
The shotgun with almost infinite ammo. She never reloads that shit.
This is so
Yeah,
cool.
right.
This is when the carpet comes to life because it's him possessing the carpet, using the carpet to grab her. And it's a really cool scene. Yeah, she's terrible with this shotgun. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. All you got to do is get the ashes to consecrated ground. Is it that fucking hard? Apparently it is. Because they have a chapel right there in the old hospital.
Which is right behind the house.
I think it's so cool the way he switches between the past and the present. He sees what happened in that place, and then he's back in present day. That's so cool how they did that.
And it's so weird because he gets lost in wherever he's at, and he walks right by her, and she says his name, and he just doesn't even notice her because he's in the past.
Yeah.
And if this film had been done better, had done better in the box office, is what I mean, we would have seen a sequel to it. I guarantee you.
Or serious. Somebody brought it up in chat earlier. Was there ever talk about doing a
I'm
serious?
looking for it.
I would have liked that.
This.
And sadly, they would have
Reed
only
was
had a
asking.
few years for Michael J. Fox. They could probably redo this if he was in charge of it. I would trust it under Peter Jackson. Let me look up sequel first.
I would totally watch that, both sequel or series.
Yeah, see, already in 2023, there were talks last year of them remaking it. Because it's one of those films, because it tanked, they could easily remake this film and try to tighten it up a little bit. We've exclusively learned pictures remaking Michael J. Fox-led comedy horror film, The Frighteners. Our sources say, who the fuck is this? Oh, it's Giant Freaking Robot. Fuck those guys. Stop reading. No, apparently there was no talk that I can find of making a TV show. But I would have loved to have seen a sequel. Now, there was a TV show back in the 70s called The Frighteners. But I'm not sure what the fuck that was about, to be honest with you. Let me go look at it. It's a British show. Stars Ian Holm, Tom Bell, Rudolph Walker. A British psychological suspense anthology series that ran one season consisting of 13 self-contained episodes. I'd watch that. But no, that apparently there was no talk of a TV series, but there was talk of a sequel, and now in 2023, a reboot. Which I think if Peter Jackson handles it, it'll be good. I'm certain that Robert Zemeckis will be involved. Because he's the reason we didn't get a Back to the Future reboot, thank God.
We had enough of that. Back to the Future.
They did it. I know they did a musical, but they've been talking about turning that into a film, and I'm like, no,
What?
thank you. Yeah, if you want to do
No.
the musical as a fucking movie, that's your business. I'm not watching it. There's only one Back to the Future. Actually, there are three of them. There are only three Back to the Futures. Wow, that looks just like the statue from Legion, Exorcist 3. It is a statue. It's just not the same statue, but it's a similar statue.
I wouldn't know. I prefer the first King.
First what?
Back to the Future.
I like all three, but the first one's the better film.
Exactly. That's my opinion too.
I love how it ends. We have to go to the future. It's your children. Like, what?
And by the way, welcome Kingsport.
Hey, Cal's here.
Always good to see
Happy
you.
hump day. Happy hump day. Poltergeist, The Legacy felt like it reminded me of Friday the 13th series. I did like what they did on that show. I hated the third film. Just did not like it. Oh, I love that when she blows his head off.
Yes.
The ghost head is left there. That's fucking funny. I like the anthology nature of like Freddy's Nightmares. Although we did get a prequel to Freddy's story on the series. Most of the time it's an anthology series. I liked them. I definitely loved Friday the 13th. What a good show.
And
You know, it had nothing to do with the movies. Like I said, it was more like Friday the 13th than as a series, not the movies. Again, here we are in the past again. He gets stuck in the past all the time. I did too. I worry about him. You could see it even in this film, Cal. You can see there are moments when he overemphasizes his eyebrows and his eyes and turns his head a certain way. Those are tells to someone trying to mask an underlying neurological condition.
Yeah, after you pointed that out to me when I was watching the documentary today, I could tell. I could see those sides too.
He would do this thing with his face well, and that was to hide what it was doing to him.
Yeah, I thought it was his character when I watched the movie with you, because I figured that was way before his diagnosis, because he looks so young, especially with the short hair.
5
I
years
didn't know he was
after
already sick. Yeah.
5 years. He'd already been diagnosed for 5 years. And it wasn't until 2000, 2001 on Spin City where he couldn't hide it anymore. And it was really becoming obvious. He would do this thing with his hand,
Yeah.
and he'd shake it when he was talking. And I started because I was taking care of Parkinson's patients, and I was like, man, that looks like Parkinson's. And then a year later, he announced it, and I'm like, holy shit, I called it. Yep. And the weird thing is there was a sequel made of Teen Wolf with Bateman, who is the
Yep.
brother of the girl that played Michael J. Fox's sister on Family Ties, which was a great series, by the way. A lot better than people remember it as. For a comedy, it had a lot of drama in it, which I liked. Like Tom Hanks' character, the uncle, he's a drunk. He's an alcoholic. The two, oh man, there they are. Heaven. Why, look, it's John McBride, and he got rid of his afro. Oh, and this is where we learn there's a hell.
Yeah, because they think they're going back down to Earth, but they're going way further down.
He's one of those actors that everything
Hi,
he
Mike.
does. Hey, see you later, Mike.
Bye, Mike. Hope you come by tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be doing Clint Eastwood's birthday.
Yes.
And then his wife tells him, you're going back. You're not ready yet.
Time to go home. And he says, but I am home. And she says, no. There. You're not done yet. Your time hasn't quite come. And he does have a girlfriend to go to, so she knows that.
And then in the afterlife, he'll have 2 women.
Wouldn't that be hell?
That's why I smiled. I didn't want to say it. Jason Bateman? Oh, he's brilliant, man. I fucking love Jason Bateman. Bateman is so fucking talented. He's in that movie. Ryan Reynolds is in it too. I just forgot the name of it. Smoking Aces.
Oh, Smoking Aces.
He is so good in that. His character is ridden with clearly like herpes or something. He's got sores all over his mouth. It's fucking crazy. That scene with him. He's clearly hyped up on some drugs. That's a film we need to do too, right here.
Oh,
Smoking
yes.
Aces on a Wednesday.
Man, the scene with the chainsaw. Oh.
My favorite. Oh, when he falls on it. Yeah, I don't even talk about that right now. But my favorite scene is when he kills Ben Affleck, and then Captain Kirk, the other Captain Kirk, the other good one, which is Chris Pine, walks up to him, and he got an old country boy accent, and he starts working his mouth like a puppet, and he goes, "It's all right, man. I don't blame you for killing me. Well, thank you for saying that." That scene is so fucked up. Smoking Aces. I haven't seen that. It came out. My girlfriend at the time loved it. I'm telling you, dude, that movie is funny as shit. I love it. Ryan Reynolds, in a bit. Not it's not. He's not the full star of that movie, man.
No, and he plays a serious character.
He's a serious character. He plays an agent out for a little revenge, I think, as I recall. It's been a while since I've seen it. The Frighteners. What a great movie. I enjoy this flick. And if you get a chance to, if you buy the legal copy of the movie, you can get the documentary on there. The making of The Frighteners has so much behind the scenes info on the effects, the whole planning of it, how they did everything. It's fucking great, man. And so much got left on the cutting room floor, like the giant cherub ghost that helps Arlie Ermey guard the cemetery, taken out, not used. They built this giant prosthetic makeup and the eyes, movement, mouth, everything was incredible. And the overly flapping wings because he's so big he has trouble flying. I'm like, what a gag. That would have been a great gag. And they got left out of the film. But yeah, Jason Bateman again. I will point out Ozark is just, it's Anima would not like that show. I just know that it's too dark, it's too heavy. And I showed her a clip from it. She hated the clip. And I'm like,
Really?
yeah,
I don't
we're not gonna do
remember.
it. I do. That's what's important. I remember. Just wasn't her cup of tea. But man, I love that show. You remember because I showed you when you couldn't stand the country girl because of her voice. Her voice is nasally and high.
Oh, Game Night. That's
Game Night is
fucking
another
movie.
fun fucking movie. Love that movie. The ending of that, what a great fucking ending.
Oh, did you see the other one, Date Night with Steve Carell
Yes.
and Marky Mark? that was good too.
Yeah, I'm going to point out some great films and shows. The Outsider, Stephen King's Outsiders. That was a very good show. I was upset that it didn't get a second season because it was really freaking good, and that's why it didn't get a second. It wasn't woke. They're all funny and Horrible Bosses 1. I enjoyed that film. I've never watched Horrible Bosses 2. I didn't feel it needed a sequel. He's great in Arrested Development.
Yes.
I like this movie, but a lot of people have never seen it. This Is Where I Leave You, which is about a family that gets together for a funeral for their father. And it is a messy, dark comedy, but it's fun. The Change Up was really good too, where Ryan Reynolds and he switched places. You don't remember that one? There was a little
No, I
magic
haven't seen that.
from lightning, and they wish to have the other person's life. Ryan Reynolds lives happy with a lot of different women. Thanks. And while Bateman's character is married with children, and they switch places, and it's funny as hell. Yeah, Arrested Development. I'm hoping we finally do get another season of that. The Switch is it's an okay film. Identity Thief. Very enjoyable film. Not great, but very enjoyable. Bateman is so good in that. He's great in Hancock with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I would never watch Juno. I respect
no.
myself too much to watch that fucking movie.
Not a chance.
Did you
in the world.
watch Paul? The one
And
about
he's
the
great
alien?
as one of the announcers in Dodgeball. Come on.
I haven't seen Dodgeball.
The movie.
I know what it is. I haven't seen it.
Great movie. And Bateman plays one of the announcers. And it's fucking hilarious that they have announcers for Dodgeball. And it's because of that movie that they eventually started having tournaments. Paul was good. Extract was another great film. I loved him, man. That movie is trippy funny, man. Another great actor in that movie is J.K. Simmons. It's really good. Identity Thief. I thought
What
it was
movie?
a fun film. It's called Extracted. See if I can find it. Hold on. Extract. I'm sorry, not Extracted. Extract. Here we go. Present. Share screen. This movie.
Yes.
It's a very good film. And J.K. Simmons is in it. Here's the Blu-ray cover. Mila Kunis. Kristen Wiig is funny in it. Ben Affleck's in it. I don't remember that. I don't remember being there at all. It's a fun film from Mike Judge. Worthwhile film. Might do it on a Wednesday. This, we're going to get a whole list of hump day movies to watch. Yeah, find a copy of it, buddy. I highly recommend it. Mike Judge wrote it, and it's not the greatest film with him, but I just love him in it. I love the way he is one of the best reactors I've ever seen as an actor. He has these genuine, legit reactions to things, and you just don't find actors that good at reacting. Jason Bateman is really good at it. This guy was Al Bundy's neighbor, Steve. I don't remember that one. Let me see if I can find that one. It was called It's Your Move. Let me see if I can find that. I'm assuming it came out in the 90s. I'm looking and not seeing it yet. Finding it. I'll do a deeper search to see if I can find it. Was he in Necessary Roughness? Showing up
I don't
on-
know.
Hey, I found it. 1984 to 1985, and Bateman was a kid. Found it. Here we go. Let me share it. I did find it. I like doing these deep dives. There's Bateman as a kid. Your Move. I'll have to watch that. I'll find a copy of it, see if I can watch. Got one season, you said? I'll check it out. Woo! Well, that's it, guys. I'm done. I'm tuckered out.
Me too.
We want to thank Anima Confusa for putting another dollar bill into the stripper, what is it, garter belt?
You will never understand that concept, Gerry. This is money thrown at you so you keep your clothes on or put on another layer.
I want to thank Comic Relief Crusader, our buddy Mikey. He's gone already. Read by Nature, Penny, Christian DeLorme, Slasher Fred, E. Clay Thompson, DJ Play Nice, Jedi Bill, Awesome One, Munker Jeebus, thank you, Comic, and D. Bud Martin, Real Wade Nation, Cam's Crash Courses, and Kingsport Cal. And who else left? I know Mikey left. Who else left? Was Cam that left already?
Cam and Mike.
And Mike. So, yeah. So those guys are already gone. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. It's our new show for Wednesdays. I hope you guys liked it. It's kind of fun. It's doing what we do on Saturday. But my problem is there's so many movies to watch and not enough Saturdays to get through them. So I decided I'm going to do a Wednesday show too. And once a month, I'm going to do a Thursday show, which is tomorrow night, by the way, our first episode of It's 80s Fright. And it's going to be a produced show between Fanzine and us. So it'll air on Fanzine's YouTube channel as well as ours. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with Greg. And our good friend Naughty is going to be there. She's going to be our guest panelist. And she's a lot of fun to hang out with. We did Shogun together over on Zach's channel. And that was a lot of fun. And she's a big horror fanatic. She's got another guy that she wants to invite to join us on the panel. His name is also Gerry, and he is a horror aficionado. So I'm going to have to enforce everybody to call me Gerry instead of just Gerry, so we don't get confused on the show. Well, I don't know. I mean, do you think this feels like it's a wrap up?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now?
There we go. If Bill Paxton says so, then it is. He is, he's a prophet of when shows end. Game over, man. Game over. So.
Well, Brian
Oh my
is too,
God.
Some of my friends do call me G. Yo, G, what's up? I don't know this was happening.
It's weird.
I didn't know this was happening. Yeah, it's this is what we're doing, Cal. We're going to do this every Wednesday. This gives us more freedom to be able to watch some of the movies that I would like to share and talk about.
Also, Wednesday is empty now that you can't do a gaming stream, and talking about movies is more fun anyway.
Yeah, I get bored with that, and I can talk endlessly about movies and my love for films.
And I'm really happy you're doing it at this time, because this allows me to be a part of the show even when I start my new job, because it's 10 p.m. for me.
Excellent.
I love being a part of this.
So, but that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. We will be back tomorrow night doing our for early evening. We're going to do the Clint Eastwood, and then right after that, Greg from Fanzine and I are hosting a new show called 80s Fright. Got our own new theme song from Tom,
which is awesome.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to doing this. We're going to be doing one of my favorite sci-fi horror films of all time, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Man, I hate that movie. I hate that movie.
Come on. You can't hate that movie. Are you crazy?
I am crazy, you know that. I'm with Gerry for 2 years now. No, I've told you that before. Matt Vader did a watch party on the Salty Nuts Discord, and I was the only one to join. So I felt bad about leaving him alone, and we both hate-watched that movie. We were like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Anima, just for saying that, you deserve this comment from Kingsport.
Oh, you guys can fuck off. I don't have to like everything that you guys like. I have my own opinion. Fuck you. No, that's just there's funny, silly, and there's too silly. And this one is just too silly.
No, I love the sheer fooliness of that movie. That is.
Meanwhile.
All right, let's get out of here.
The mo you know. All right, we're out of here. I'm done with this shit. Everybody have a great hump day and rest of the week. And we will see you again tomorrow night for 2 shows. And then Friday, TGIF, we're going to be talking about news radio, which would be great. And then Saturday, what are we talking about Saturday? I know it's a cool movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's Tom and Gerry. I think.
Is that
Three Amigos. Three Amigos.
And we're going to have my friend Victoria Rhodes on there, Vicky. She's going to be on there. She was the assistant director for Three Amigos. And she's going to join us. And it's going to be fun. We're going to get some stories, behind the scenes stuff about the movie. I'm looking forward to that. I love it. You guys will understand when you watch her why I love her so much. She's just such a sweetheart. She kind of reminds me of I forgot what her name was in on the Police Academy films. The little black chick, so soft spoken.
Yeah,
we've had her on before, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've had her on my Blade Runner. Special. Yeah. News radio that's at 3:00 on Friday. We'll be talking about news
That's the
radio.
new TGIF Kings podcast.
Yeah, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock Central Time. So yeah, so we'll see you guys for that. And Saturday's gonna be a blast. I'm so looking forward to that. All right, guys, everybody have a great middle of the week and enjoy the rest of your week till Friday. Friday.
Nerds.
Thank God it's Friday. No, animals will